What's up, guys? Manduke here. I wanted to go through the van again and show you guys a little bit of the electrical systems and some of the things that I didn't show you before because I didn't want the video to be too long. I'm going to start up front because that's where I'm sitting. I think I did show you guys the lights, but they got a jump fuse there. Also the switch here, this is for the amplifier, which if we turn the vehicle on, you'll see the switch there light up. I want to monetize this, so I can't listen to music. I'll do a video for that, the earthquake sound tremor, but you can see the switch there. This doesn't actually have to be on for any of this stuff, so I'm not going to have it on. There is a couple things that only work when it's on, and I'll show you that, but we'll go ahead and turn the lights off. Obviously I charge my phone in here. I also have my GoPro batteries, the smart tree thing mounted there, that way I don't lose them. I actually just did that because I lost them. And then my e-cig charger, 18650 charger. Now I don't actually vape anymore, but I still use them. I have a external like battery charger for like charging the phone, the GoPro. I also have a flashlight and a laser pointer that run on them. Also, this charger has a USB output, and it doesn't do anything while it's plugged in. But if you have batteries in it that are charged and you plug into that, when it's not receiving any juice, it'll output from those batteries. So it's kind of an external battery charger of its own, which is fairly useful sometimes. Here you got the energy cube. It has a pass-through, which allows me to charge the 18650s with while I'm using the energy cube. I generally don't run both. It says energy cube on there, but what it actually is it's a cup, and it gives you 200 watts and 2 outputs. Now 200 watts allows you to run a whole slew of things, but more or less almost everything. I'll tell you what kind of draw it has. My laptop's only 85 watts, so I tend to use that on here when I want something that's always hot, because those 12-volt outlets are hot all the time, whereas the rest of the ones in the vehicle are only hot when the vehicle's on. And I try not to run the vehicle as much as I can help it, because it's a gas guzzler. But you know, I charge my drill batteries up here. I have my Milwaukee, which is actually for the Milwaukee heated hoodie that I'm wearing right now. But I don't have a battery in it, obviously, because it's in there, and which is useful when it gets cold out. And I also have a Ryobi one that's underneath the seat, which you can kind of see the Ryobi one. I don't use those batteries as much, especially not in the winter time, but I do use it for my flashlight. So there's that. Subwoofer, actually, I think I need more light in there, but you can see my subwoofer. It's an earthquake sound. It's a tremor. She handles 1000 watts. This is my amplifier. It's a mini D100. It's also earthquake sound. She puts out 1000 watts, but I only have it running at 500. Realistically, it sounds just as well at 250, and I'll probably put it back there. Hooked up to the amplifier hot wire, I have this line. They share the same hot wire, and I wouldn't run them both at the same time, but I have this 400 watt inverter. That's also hot whenever I need it to be. This thing, again, that's a Duralast, so you would get that at AutoZone, but you can get a similar one from Advance or Walmart or Harbor Freight. But 400 watts, I use this for my blender. I would also use this for anything. It has a peak of 800 watts, so I would use this for anything up to 800 watts if I needed it. Realistically, I like to run the motor when I'm using this because it is a big draw, but you don't necessarily need to. This also has a USB port, but if you're not running it all the time, I wouldn't need it. Now, another set of these lights, they are also tapped into the amplifier cord. The other one is back here for lighting on the bed. Somewhere along the lines I pinched it so one of the colors is off, but gives me lighting on the bed. Coleman cooler. And this is on a auxiliary port that's hooked up to that switch in the front there. So it's only on when the vehicle's running, so I'm not draining down the battery to run the cooler. This thing, I wouldn't recommend it as like a refrigerator in a vehicle like this, but it's good for like if I'm doing long trips. If I'm doing long trips, I can have that and keep my drinks and stuff in it, keep a 2 liter whatever, so I can have cups in the front. It'll keep the internals of the cooler 20 degrees cooler than it is outside of the cooler, which in the summertime, if it's 90 degrees in here, 70 degrees isn't doing much, but as it is now, it's 50 degrees outside, 30 degrees in there. It's freezing, so it's hit or miss, but I only actually have it on when the vehicle's running, so it doesn't actually hurt anything. This is another one of those cups, and my laptop, and I charge some other stuff up here sometimes, but there's two 12-volt plugs in the top of here. This is where the TV used to be there, and you can see I kind of keep my food in there, my non-perishable food. I also keep some my like dishes and stuff on the side there. I have more dishes, but you can see I put my laptop in there and another cup, and that's on the switch here. The TV, VCP, and the auxiliary. The TV is for the laptop and other stuff that's in that compartment. The auxiliary is for that rear cooler, or should I want anything else to run off of that. But concludes what I wanted to talk about today. Thanks for watching, and